The Fantastic Four movie is still one of the biggest mysteries of the MCU. We know it is coming now. It's been delayed to 2025. So it's coming a few years from now. But still, no castings, no official word on really anything about this movie other than the fact that we have Matt Shakman is going to be directing this film, which is great. I think he's a great choice for the director, but we know nothing about the cast, which is the big thing that everybody is clamoring over. All the fan casts. I mean, we've been talking about it for years. I mean, you just look at my Fantastic Four playlist for the MCU. There's like probably over 10, between 10 and 20 videos just about fan casting rumors and all that different stuff. But today we're talking about something a little bit different. We're actually talking about the villain of this movie, which has been another thing that I think quite a lot of people have been talking about, because the number one agreement has been it shouldn't be Doctor Doom, because we've seen Doctor Doom as the main villain of 3 live-action Fantastic Four movies. Actually, no, 4, technically, if you count that cheesy one from, like, the 80s or whenever it came out. So we've seen enough Doctor Doom. I really want to see Doctor Doom in the MCU, but he can do so much better than being a Fantastic Four villain. I mean, especially in the first movie. Like, save him for, like, maybe the second or third movie. Give him his own project. You know, Doctor Doom just deserves to be a better, bigger villain than that in this universe. And then, you know, obviously there's been some other ideas out there. I've done videos about possibly a Super Skrull or Psycho Man or Mole Man is a big one I would really love to see, because, you know, Danny DeVito would be perfect cast right there. And as much as I would love to see Mole Man in this movie, for all we know, maybe he still could be, but doesn't look like he's going to at least be the main villain. It would be pretty cool if, like, he opened up the movie and the Fantastic Four are fighting Danny DeVito as Mole Man. That would be pretty awesome. But at least according to new reports, the main villain of this movie is going to be Galactus, which I don't think anybody saw coming, because Galactus, I mean, obviously he's a huge villain, specifically a Fantastic Four villain, but Galactus is the type of character that you would think would be saved for something bigger than this. Not only, you know, a bigger Fantastic Four movie, like not just the first MCU Fantastic Four movie, but, you know, something more along the lines of like an Avengers movie. Because I remember after Thanos was over and before we knew about Kang and all that stuff, we were all talking about, okay, who's going to be the next big bad of the MCU? And a lot of people were talking about, well, now that Disney just acquired Fox, let's do Galactus. Galactus would be a great character. And I mean, Galactus really is a huge character. Like, this is a world-ending event. I mean, it's literally a giant guy trying to eat the planet. You'd think that would be a huge Avengers crossover movie where everybody's there trying to stop this guy. But the fact that they're going to do him as just the villain of this first Fantastic Four movie is just really, really quite interesting. Again, not at all something I expected, because I expected it to be something much smaller scale, but this would, of course, I'm assuming, involved the inclusion of Silver Surfer, which is another character we've heard is coming to the MCU. There's been rumors he's actually going to be getting his own special presentation on Disney Plus just months before this MCU Fantastic Four movie releases in theaters. So I suppose it makes sense from that aspect, especially because that would be a direct setup right there. But yeah, Galactus's inclusion here is just really quite interesting. Again, I wouldn't expect something like this, but, you know, I trust Kevin Feige, I trust Marvel Studios, so if they think this is a good idea, then I'm all for it. I mean, Galactus is a really great character who we got a version of in Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, even though that was just a cloud. So I'm really excited to see that we're getting now, hopefully, a comics accurate version of this character. Can't wait to see what he looks like in live action. And I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but let's talk about where this report is actually coming from. This is coming from multiple scoopers on Twitter, actually, including My Time to Shine Hello, as well as also Tim Hopper or something like that, a guy I've never heard of, but he also claims that apparently Galactus has already been cast. So apparently we already have an actor to do the voice of Galactus, which is interesting as well. So I'm excited to see who that ends up being. But when it comes to Galactus in the MCU specifically, I did a video about Galactus and his MCU debut like last month or the month before, about a rumor that he could possibly be appearing in Eternals 2 and have this huge connection to the Celestials, which has been another big thing, because since we saw the Celestials in Eternals, a lot of people started making fan art and work like this, where people were like, wait a second, Galactus could totally be a Celestial in the MCU. Just, I mean, take a Celestial, make him purple, give him these horn thingies, and that's Galactus, basically. So I think that's really quite interesting as well. We haven't really heard an official update on if and when we're getting an Eternals 2, but I personally really do hope we do, because I really enjoyed that movie. But that would be an interesting way to take this as well. But yeah, just Galactus, bringing him in here, again, I wasn't expecting, but it kind of makes sense based on all of these other rumors that we've been hearing around this project and around this character in the MCU as well. And also think about it, like, we could also get Galactus in Secret Wars as well. Imagine Galactus in Secret Wars fighting a multiverse Galactus, or fighting Thanos, or Kang the Conqueror. Now that would be awesome. And this Galactus Silver Surfer storyline is something I've always wanted to see in live action, and properly done this time. So I think, you know, I guess why waste time? Just go ahead and do it in this first Fantastic Four movie. It may be rushing things a bit, but again, I trust Marvel Studios, so we'll see how this ends up going. But for now, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these reports that the main villain of this first MCU Fantastic Four movie will indeed be Galactus, the World Eater? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.